Imagine I put an empty checkbook on the table in front of you. I say it's yours underneath one stipulation. You have to do everything that I tell you to do. And not only that, the decisions that you make are going to affect millions of people across the country. Would the money still be as enticing? This is the reality that many of our politicians are facing every single day. Megadonors and super PACs and special interest groups, they're spending thousands upon thousands, if not even millions of dollars to help elect those that are going to carry out their agenda. Now, as somebody who regularly will vote on the different sides of the political equation, I see the value in different points of view. But recently, I've seen politicians voting more towards special interests than the will of the people. And to that, I get a little bit concerned. We have to stop allowing money to dictate how we create laws and govern this nation. The polarization of the political parties have become battlegrounds rather than the starting point of finding that common ground. Let's take a look at how money is swaying democracy and how we can help solve for that. Now, Merriam-Webster defines the government or democracy as the government of the people. But when the will of a select few become greater than the will of the people, that's when democracy becomes in jeopardy. Currently, as it sits, the top 12 megadonors account for one in every $13 being spent in federal elections. With so much money on the line, it's hard to see where people might be swayed versus people being bought. U.S. Senator Michael Bennet published a press release showing that in 2023, a report showed that over 460 former politicians are now part of lobbyist organizations. These are the same organizations that try to influence and sway votes that either promote their agenda or oppose legislature that regulates their agenda. Now, this chart will show you that in 2024, over $3.2 million was spent by lobbyist organizations. 173 million of that being in healthcare and pharmaceutical alone. Senator Bennett was quoted saying that U.S. Congress should spend their time in Washington working for the American people instead of auditioning for high-paying lobbyist jobs. To that, I agree. See, those with monetary power fear the common ground of the people. JFK once wrote a speech that started with, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." And this is how he led, a lot of times going against his own party to continue to promote what he thought was best for the people. Now, there are people that believe that the conspiracy around his murder was really more along the lines of people in monetary power fearing his agenda. And this may be why, still to this day, he's ranked as the most liked president to only serve one term. Now, you might be thinking, with all this power and money, what can we do about it? Here's my proposed solution. We need to put a cap on megadonors and no longer allow for super PACs or special interest organizations to donate to campaigns. Special interests just create a greater divide amongst the political parties. And when you spend more time on opposing views rather than what's best for the nation, you spend more time arguing than you do fixing. Pew Research did a study that showed that several public views on super PACs and special interest groups really aligned. One of those showed that 84% of those surveyed stated that they felt special interest groups and super PACs had way too much control in political agenda. Now, the good news on that is I also found another study from that same group that shows right here that 58% of those that were surveyed believe that laws can be put in place to regulate and govern money inside of politics. Now, when we say that over time money becomes the issue, we also have the power to unite and be the solution for the issue. So now that we have isolated the issue, we've talked about the solution, what can we do from there? Year after year, money becomes more and more impactful. And we see that on donation spend, we see that over cost of campaign, and that continues to build and build and build over year. If you don't want to do it for yourself, we need to do it for the future generations of America to set those up to ensure that they will be financially stable and have a government that will do right by them. JFK, like I said, once wrote, what can you do for your country? Well, what you can do now is vote. Get out, research your candidates, check their track records, check their donation spend. And if we do those right things, not only can we get the right people in the office for the people that will govern for our best interests, we can also take big money out of politics. Thank you.